Welcome. My name is Camilla, and today I would like to talk to you about awakening and what it means to be awakened. And of course, I can only talk about it through my perspective, through my own experiences, and of course, there are many different angles on it, and it's a huge subject. And that's how it should be, because we all have our own experience about awakening and what it means for us. And I will try to keep this video not too long, because it's an ongoing subject and very hard to describe as well, so I will do my best. And for me, awakening is to awaken to that realization, to the knowing of who you truly are. And for my personal journey, I was pretty awake as a child. I had that experience of divine presence, of this magic, and some memories of earlier lives, and was very close to nature and close to the animals, and as many children are. Then I went to my dark night of the soul. I hit rock bottom and I was totally disconnected. And that went on for quite a time, very long, painful time. And so on my healing journey, I never gave up on my healing journey, and I always had that sense of there is something more. This is not it. This is not how we are meant to live. This is not what we came here for, to experience suffer, to experience loss, to experience pain. And so I never gave up my faith in coming out on the other side. And during this time, I always had this experience that I was being reborn. It was a very long birthing process, and it was very intense, very, very intense. But I never give up. And so I always had this spiritual connection. And for some people that's the story, and some people have never had that believe in spirits or believe in something bigger. But I think we all can agree, and especially if you are guided to this video, that there is something more. And when we go through our dark night of the soul, many of us really do. We have this prayer in our hearts, there has to be something more. And that is, in my opinion, many times what starts the awakening. That continuous prayer of divine grace. And so for me to be awake, and it is an ongoing journey. I know some people like Eckhart Tolle, he had this radical awakening, like a shift from one day to, or from one moment to another. But I think for most people, and certainly for me, it has been moments where this shift has been very profound and very, very big. But it's mostly an ongoing journey and realization. And this realization is to be in a presence, or to have the direct experience of what I want to call it is divine presence, the divine experience of ourself as a divine being. Some people might call it God, Christ consciousness. And remember that it's just names we put names of energy on energies and consciousnesses. So don't get too hang up about what I call it, because it's we have to name it. And that experience, it was like I was always chasing. I knew there was something more, and I was chasing that experience. I was chasing that experience. And then when I really started to waking up, I was able to feel and be in that presence of who I really was. And it's hard to put words on it, because it's something you cannot think yourself into. It has to be an inner experience. It has to be your reality. And when it is your reality, that's the awakening, and that's when things really starts to shift. And sometimes it's not fast enough, of course. We are very impatient, especially when there is pain involved. So it's taking us out of, to be awakened is to awaken to that realization, to that remembrance of what you are. And in one way, it's the opposite of all the illusions that you thought were your true nature, your true reality. And it's this serenity, this experience of peace, in one way bliss, but it's not the opposite of something else. It's not I feel joyful because I'm not in pain, or I experience peace because I'm not in pain. It's just what is. And many times you can be in the same life, outer circumstances that caused you all this pain, this suffering. So nothing has to change in the outer world for you to be in that state. So it's a peace that goes beyond circumstances. It's not attached to a certain outcome or a certain change, because it's an inner reality. And so when we rest in this knowing, in this presence, I would say there is two different matrix. There is one that most people live in or have been in, this idea of ourself as a physical body, and it's run by the lower mind, the ego mind, trying to survive of the ego, and us as physical beings. And then there is the realization of that we are so much more. And when that door opens, we start to become a conduit for that energy, for that God essence, for that presence to flow into us and then amplify into the world. So it's like our consciousness are being that bridge for that matrix, for that reality to come into this form of the ego, to the world of the lower mind, the world as we know it many times. So I would say that it's not that some people are predestined to have this experience, I think, and I believe, especially we who are living on earth at this time, that it's where we are heading, because we choose to came here in this very special time, and it's time to wake up. And the beautiful thing is, when more people start to wake up, more portals are open for their reality to come and shift the heaviness and the darkness and the pain and the illusions. And so it's not that some people are more gifted or have all these talents, are able to heal or able to activate and transmit others. We all are, so it's not that we find our gifts, we awaken to them. Because when we awaken and we are in that awakened state, that's our natural abilities. So when I work with people, I'm a healer, a teacher, and I work with alchemy and transmuting energies, and ego alchemy, and healing of the inner child, and trauma, healing of trauma, and so on. There's so many names. So what I do, and what light workers do, is that they are in this consciousness, and they open a portal for that energy to flow with different modalities, so it can reach the other person. It can do what it needs to do. So by your very presence, when you are in that awakened state, you amplify that in another. And this is your words, your presence, your actions are activated with the divine essence, the presence of the peace, of that joy, of that love. That is a natural state, our natural state. So you are just the bridge. You are becoming that light that amplifies the light in the other person. And that's why actually I really believe we all are here. And it doesn't mean that when you are on your awakening journey that you do have to become a healer or a therapist, or because what you are is enough. And if you, it doesn't matter which field you are in, but when you do encounter with people, and you are relating to people, you will transfer this energy, this presence, and people might not always be interested, or they might not be able to receive it, and that's all right. That's all right. So, but we are walking on earth as this opportunity for other people to awakening to their own remembrance. That's the greatest thing, just by being here, and for us to remember, we give other people the opportunity and the to remember. And so I would say I often get the question from people and clients and friends, that how can I be so committed to my spiritual journey, because I'm in this 24/7, and for me it's a holy ceremony to just be alive. And it doesn't matter that it's not about being in bliss all the time. Of course not. Life is an ongoing journey, and we are in this 3D matrix. We are human beings, spirits having an experience of being in a body. So of course we deal with life, but the difference is that I'm very, very committed to coming back to the presence of my true self. And I often get that question, that how can I be so committed? And I think for you who have had that taste of awakening and your true self, it becomes a hunger in you in one way. It's like a bird in a small cage, not able to spread its wings, but it has this remembrance of how it was to be able to fly. That feeling that it's natural, it's the bird's natural, it's just who it is. And for me, it's the same. So when it starts, you know that there is more. It's just here, and it's here for me to expand. It's here for me to explore, and I don't have to be in this physical experience, in this lower mind experience of this world in a physical form. I can transform it when I am in my I am presence, in my divine essence. There is always another way to connect with life, with people, with situations, with circumstances. So your everyday journey, everyday life is your biggest journey. It's your school, it's your initiation. That's the word. It's your initiation to awakening to who you are. And that's great. And of course there is people here to help you, to really shine that light on you, for you to remember yourself. And we do need help with our healing journey many times, and we do need help to get activated, because sometimes we are so much in that loop of thinking, feeling, so we can't get out of it by ourselves. And so we are here together, and we are here to help each other. And as I used to say, we are never healed alone. When I heal, when I am healed, I have the ability to heal, and that's how it works. When I have healed something, for me it's letting go of another illusion. I'm more awake to my truth. And when something is my truth, it's mine to give away. So I can never give something that is not mine. So you have to do the work yourself. And when you own it, when it's yours, when it's your experience, your reality, that's how it works. It's gonna be extended. That's when you have realized something, it is here for everybody else to realize as well. And that's the beauty. And you are able to help in that process by carrying that presence as your crown. You are the king and the queen of your realization. And that is your gift to the world. So again, for me, awakening is a process. And it's a beautiful process. And the beauty is when it starts, it will just grow. And your presence will, in that state, will, instead of being darkness with glimpses of light, you are in the light. And there is shadows coming up. And in time there is more, of course, more shadows. Because when we are ready to be healed, we are being shown what it's next to heal. And we have the ability, and we have the capacity, and we have what it takes. So it's just trust. That develops trust and faith. So awakening is to remember who you are by letting go of everything you're not. And that's what I wish for everybody. And that is my mission. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I walk this earth. And it's a magical journey. And I thank you for being here on this journey with me. And we are all in this together. And my healing journey is yours. So it takes willingness to look at it. Courage. It's a journey. It's not for the faint-hearted. But many times you don't have a choice, right? So I thank you, and I hope this served you in one way or another. And if you are in the dark night of the soul in this moment, I really, 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 from the bottom of my heart, I send you so much love and so much light. For you to remember who you are. Thank you. Namaste.